Hey, this is Terry Hill. Welcome to another segment of Wisdom for Wealth. I'm excited, as always, to have you here, and I want to share a little secret about a loophole that I found a while back. And the last time I used this loophole, being in my 15 years plus in this business, was very early in my career. And what I found was that when a market like the residential market dictates a change, because of what happened in the residential market with these negative deferred amortization loans, a lot of people, if you could fog a mirror, right, you could get a loan. They were not qualified. And nothing's worse than not being qualified to do business. And, I have to tell you, my clients, there's been over $3.6 million registered and closed within this last 90 days of you watching this exact video. Pretty exciting stuff. So the question is, can you be the next person that makes a $500,000 or $1 million or $20,000 or $30,000 a month? Well, using this loophole that I shared with folks a while back and doing it myself, I want to share it with you here now. Now, if you're taking notes, now's a great time. So what is this loophole? We've all heard this old cliche, right? It takes money to make money. Well, that's never going to change. It always takes money to make money. And this is no different. But here's the key. The money is already spent. So think about that for a second. The money's already spent. So what I'm saying is that if we take a tract of land, a bunch of dirt, okay? Dirt does not produce income unless you put something on it or build something on it where it's actually yielding a return, because obviously it's just dirt, okay? So for this, it takes money to lay something that I refer to as horizontal infrastructure. And that means bringing all the utilities, grading, grubbing, and when you bring in those utilities and you're laying foundation, that's the strength, that's the foundation to go vertical on your development. Well, that takes a lot of money to run horizontal infrastructure, and of course it takes a lot of money to go vertical on your development. So now once it's built, whether it's a 2-story, 3-story, whatever happens to be, whether it's an apartment or a self-storage facility or some type of assisted living facility, whatever the property is, if it's commercial real estate, get what I'm saying here? The loophole that I found is that these people that build these, or somebody that built it a long time ago and somebody that's operating it poorly, the money's already spent because the boxes are empty and they're just sitting there. I mean, imagine saying to yourself right here in your mindset that commercial is nothing more than a box, okay? Or multiple boxes inside of one large box, all right? If you were to take empty boxes and all you needed to do was to have somebody occupy that box to pay you money every single month like clockwork, makes sense. It's not too big and scary now, right? So give you an example, as I mentioned, over this last 90 days, there's been a handful of projects that have closed, apartments and self-storage facilities and even a shopping center. And the self-storage facility that I'm going to mention right here and right now, this self-storage was a 210 unit self-storage facility. Well, that might sound large, but it's not big and scary, because here's why. Not all 210 units are vacant. When the client took it over, it was already at 54% occupancy. Well, if you do the simple math and say, okay, well, 54% of 210 units, you can come up with a pretty quick number, right? So if we just use it for measure here and cut it in half, then obviously we're looking at 105 units. Now it's not so big and scary again, right? So now you take that 105 and there's something called market occupancy. Market occupancy dictates how many people are actually occupying, and it's a percentage basis. So if you want to take note, it's 85% is the average. That's the national average of market occupancy is 85%. So in other words, if you had 100 units, chances are you're going to be at obviously 85%. Now that does fluctuate up to 90%, so you're right within that mix. There's always a situation out there in the marketplace, regardless of where this current timeline is as far as the market shift is concerned, whether it's a hot market, it's a slow market, it's a steady market, or it's a flat market, whatever type of market we're dealing with. And this is why my methodology works above and beyond any other trainer, speaker, author, motivator. This is a wealth creation opportunity. You can create wealth in any market. Here's why. We're not always just dealing with a problem with finance like today's situation, right? We're not always dealing with problem properties where they're environmentally challenged. We're not dealing with distressed properties that are in bad areas. My methodology, my teachings, what I'm sharing with you right here on this loophole is we're dealing with pretty property and high population in great areas, and their problem properties, meaning mismanaged, or problem owners, where the owners are going through maybe a divorce scenario, partnership split up, maybe the owner had expired and somebody inherited the property. There's all these unique situations happening constantly. And with this baby boomer scenario, there's a lot of people facing some health problems. People are giving the property to other folks to handle it, and those people aren't doing such a great job. So what we're doing here is we're focused on the low-hanging fruit, the deals that are the easiest to find, pre-screen, evaluate, structure, and of course to negotiate. Now, if you have any weakness in anything that I had just mentioned, if you are thinking, hey, Terry, I like all this all sounds great, but maybe you're hung up on one of those aspects, like how to find it, or maybe how to structure the terms and you don't kind of understand the terms, or maybe at this point you don't have the knowledge to jump on the phone and to negotiate great terms, because I want you to make note of this. Every single project that my clients are closing, there's never a credit check, never, ever a credit check. It's called non-recourse loans. And we're creating seller finance loans. And part of the loophole here that I shared a while back and saw lots of folks become millionaires using these exact strategies is the fact that they never have to walk into a bank. They never have to walk into a bank to get a loan because the money is already spent. The property is already sitting there and there's very low debt. The sellers are willing to create a note, carry the note through and through. No personal credit check, as I said, okay? Over that 3.6 million over the last 90 days, there wasn't one single credit report pulled. They were all non-recourse, okay? How cool is that? And not only that, my clients are also not putting their own capital into their projects. The only thing I ask is for you to get educated, that's it. Because, education is the key to success, but knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. So you have to harness the knowledge and apply it. So luckily for you, if you go over to terryhill.com, you're going to find that there is a little button over there and you can register for my upcoming 3-day event. I have one coming right around the corner. You can come see me at my events. I don't have any other trainers, no other speakers. We're not talking about any other topics other than commercial real estate. And I'm going to teach the fundamentals of finding, pre-screening, evaluating, structuring, negotiating, and doing the deals. This is about real deals, and I will dissect deals. We'll look over projects. I'll make live calls on deals. We're going to have a great time. So if you're interested in this, if this is where you want to be, if you're truly seeing yourself being an owner of a small apartment or a large apartment or a self-storage facility or assisted living or mobile home parks, whatever property type that you like, you can do this business and you can choose any property type, and I will cover the basics of all of these, plus get into some advanced structuring and techniques at the event. So go over to terryhill.com, get registered, and I hope you enjoyed this segment of Wisdom for Wealth. I look forward to seeing you real soon, and come back and see me. I'll take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.